Hey guys, it's me again. So in this video I'm going to talk about the application process and the web interview. The application process has changed quite a bit since last semester. They've rebooted their entire system, so they kind of have things mixed up, or they've gotten rid of some things or moved things around. So if it's not like you've seen it in the past, don't freak out. You can still apply. As anyone who has applied in the past will notice, they do not do the e-presentation anymore. You no longer have to do that to apply. I didn't realize this when I went to apply, so I was freaking out because I thought that I missed my chance, as I talked about in the previous video. So don't freak out. You can still apply. You don't have to watch it anymore, and they've changed the means of applying now. So now what you do is you apply and you fill in all your information and such, and then they ask you for your work experience, which includes any volunteer work you've done, or that's the phone. Okay, sorry, I had a phone go off. Which includes any volunteer work or military service you have performed. Make sure you fill out any of those that you have, because it could be very helpful in the decision process of whether you are accepted or not. As for me, I haven't had a technical job, but I've crewed plays at my college, and that counts as work experience, so I put that, which is also why I chose costuming as well for my new one. I put costuming because I have experience in that, and it might help me get a job. So after they ask you for your work experience, they'd also ask you for skills or talents, which I totally forgot about because I was going to go back and refill that in once I had a time to think about it, because on the spot, it's difficult to come up with skills. But I have experience working with kids, and that could be a skill. And there's a lot of stuff that you probably don't think about when you immediately think skills, because people think things like, oh, I can play the piano, or I can sing, or I can, I don't know, fly a plane. I don't know, maybe. So make sure that you put something for the skills. I mean, I still got through without putting skills, but you never know, that application might be used later on in their decision overall whether to pick you or not. So make sure you fill that out. After your work experience and skills, move on to the position selection menu. I don't think it's called positions, but it's what position you'll be doing if you get accepted. There's like 15 different options at least. So make sure you read through all the information on them to see whether you'd be interested or not. And don't turn something down just because it doesn't seem like fun. I mean, read through it, and if you really don't want to do it, don't. Like, I chose attractions as my high priority or high interest. And then for moderate interest, I had both costumings, ticket taking, merchandise, stuff like that. And then for low interest, I put anything involving sales, and no interest was things that really I don't think that personally I would be suited towards. I'm okay with like a little bit of vending stuff, but like I'm not a math person, so I'm not gonna be running a store, it's not where I would be best suited, so I didn't choose that. But if you're good at math or you're good at sales, then go with it. I mean, don't just go with what looks the funnest or what other people are picking, because you never know when you're there what's going to be fun or not, and it's Disneyland, so I don't think there's going to be a boring job in the bunch. So after you fill out what positions you'd be interested, you finish your application, and they'll send you a little email that says, either you get to move on to the web interview or you don't. I personally haven't known anyone to be rejected from the application, except for I think they ask you if you have any felonies, and I think that disqualifies you. But it might not, I could be wrong. So after your application, you move on to the web-based interview. And this interview killed me last time. I wasn't prepared for it. It was just kind of like, I'm going to do this now and get it over with and get done and be set. Because I thought I had it in the bag because it's Disney and it's me. I prepared better this time. I looked at, kind of what other people had been saying about it and stuff from my own experience of it. Some sections, they give you only 50 seconds to answer every question, and some they give you 20 seconds to answer each question. Don't let this freak you out. It's longer than you think. Even this time, I found myself kind of rushing through the questions because I was like, I don't have a lot of time, and then I realized I have 50 seconds per question. I can take a second and think what best answer would be. So don't let the time restraint freak you out. Make sure you're in a place that is free of distractions. You don't have to worry about anything. There's not a lot of noise. I know if you are a college student and staying in dorms, that might be harder to get, is some privacy and quiet. I went to the library last semester and that was nice. It was really quiet and peaceful and I could get through my interview easily. But just try to get to the most relaxed place you can get to take this. Don't freak yourself out about it, because that's not going to help you in the interview. And always try, if you can, to choose one of the extremes. Don't go to the extreme just because you're like, oh, I need to say strongly agree or else they're not going to pick me. But if you're in between an agree and a strongly agree, and you could still fit in the strongly agree category, go for it, because they want to know that you're secure in what you think. Also, they ask a lot of the same questions in different formats. There's 5 different questions asking if you're a positive person in different types of formats to see how you answer each one. They're not trying to trick you into saying something that's going to mess you up. They're not being like, oh, we're going to catch someone saying they're an optimistic person when they're not. That's not their goal. They're just trying to judge your character and see if you're a good candidate. But don't lie. Don't think, oh, well, they want me to be an optimistic person, so I'm going to tell them I'm an optimistic person because it's going to get me the job. If you say in the interview that, you're a clean person and you like to keep things clean and you're not, that's going to be immediate. They're going to notice that immediately, that you didn't say the truth on that. That's why when they ask, are you a clean person? I said no, because I'm not. I'm not going to lie and say that I am when it's just going to piss people off later if I get the job and possibly risk my job. I mean, the cleanliness thing probably won't risk my job, but there's other questions on there that if you lie about, could definitely risk your job. And even that, they say at the beginning that if they find out you lied, they have the right to fire you. So just don't risk that. Be honest. They want the honesty. They don't want a bunch of people saying the same answers because that's what they think they want. As soon as you do the phone interview, they're going to know when you lied about stuff like that. So overall, just remain calm, answer truthfully, try to have very strong opinions, go in there knowing yourself and what kind of person you are, so you're not wasting time thinking, oh, well, am I an optimistic person? I mean, most of that stuff's pretty basic anyway. Most of these questions are pretty easy. I mean, they're about you. How can you mess up a question about you? So just stay calm, find someplace quiet to do the interview. I mean, it doesn't take very long. You could do it between classes if you have time in the library. That's what I did last semester and it was great. I just freaked out when I took it. And be yourself. Don't worry about what you think they're looking for, because half the time you'll be wrong. So that's all I have to say about the web interview and the application process. And tomorrow I'll hopefully have a video up about the phone interview, but I can't do that at the moment, seeing how I haven't done my phone interview yet. I have it scheduled for 12:30 tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know when it's done and how it went, and any tips I get from it. But that's that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!